Good morning, friends. We are learning our subject, machine learning. And welcome to the 7th semester. The subject code is 3170714. Okay. Contents are there for the very first chapter. The overview of human learning and machine learning, types of machine learning, applications of machine learning, tools and technology for machine learning. Right. This is what we want to learn in module 1. Fine. Now, what is human learning? Learning happens when one observes a phenomena and recognize a pattern. One try to understand this pattern by finding out if there is any relationship between the entities involved in the phenomena. Human learning is a process of acquiring knowledge. Our behavior, skills, values, and ethics are acquired when we process information through our minds and learn. Human learning may occur as part of education, personal development, or any other informal or formal training. Learning is the process of acquiring new understanding, knowledge, behaviors, skills, values, attitudes, and preferences. This is what is human learning. Fine. Let us take the example of human learning. How we people learn from our childhood to our whatever age is today. Let me show you first of all the image of this elephant. Okay. Now what you can grab from this, what entities, what attributes, what values you consider for the entities, and what sort of pattern you store when I show you only this image. You may think that the color is black, weight is around 6800 kg. See, on seeing this, you cannot get the weight. This is what I have seen, that is the weight of elephant, and then I have put it here. But still, at least one thing we can have is the weight is too much, and we can say the big legs are there, trunk is there, you can say tail is there. Yeah, one more thing we can have is the ears, right? Ears, eyes, right? But at least we can say that these four things we can get, right? We can write as many attributes, or you can say the features of elephant, right? I have mentioned four here, right? You can mention some more. That depends on what you grab, right? Suppose I write it as the ears shape, right? Then after, what we can say is we can have the eyes. Typically we used to say that elephant is having the small eyes, right? So this way, whatever you grab on seeing on a particular photo of elephant, you get few features, right? You get few features in your mind. Okay, elephant means like this. You may consider the nails, right? Nails in the legs. That shape is also different than that of what human or other animals are having, right? So whatever is your knowledge about other animals, based on that, you will store these features as well as the pattern. Pattern means made of features, but still only black color means it is elephant? No, it is not so, right? When we are having all these features, what we have considered here, that makes the elephant, isn't it? Now, if I show you, after showing this, that is you have grabbed something. Okay. Now, if I show you this photo, the second photo, that is the white elephant. Will you be able to say it is elephant only? You can say, yes, ma'am, we have grown up. We know the things. I'm talking of the child. Okay. Child who has grabbed the information from the first photo that elephant is of color black. So, will they be able to say this is elephant? They may not be, right? So, on seeing this, what they grab is color white, weight is around 100 kg because it looks like a little bit small elephant, right? So, not exact number as 100 kg, but at least it seems like it is having less than that of this one, right? This elephant is having say more weight and this is having say less weight. May not be 100 kg, but it may be less. That's what we believe on seeing the photo, right? Okay. Now, what I say you is you, if only after showing you this photo, if I show this photo and ask you, you may not tell it as elephant, but what I'll say you that this was elephant, this too is elephant, right? This too is elephant. Now what happens if I show you this third photo? Will you be able to acknowledge, identify it as elephant? May not be. You will say, no, weight must be very high. Big trunk should be there. The legs must be the thicker one. Then this is not elephant. It may be the case. So what I'll do is I'll correct you. No, this is also elephant. It is baby elephant. But now after showing all these three, now if I give you one more picture of elephant and which is not similar to any of this, probably I'll show you the photo of white baby elephant. Will you be able to recognize it properly? Yes, we will be. Because then we are having the updated knowledge. First was this one, color black, white, uh, uh, weight is very much, trunk is there, tail is there, ear shape, eyes. That's what we have seen. Yes, teeth, that also will consider, right? So these are few features we grab on first sight. Then for this, I'm giving you one more knowledge with the label given that this is also elephant. Then you modify your knowledge. Okay, color can be black or white. Then weight is too much, but because this number we cannot have, isn't it? On seeing the photo, we cannot have the number, that is whether it is 800 kg or 800 kg or whatever, right? That we cannot get on seeing the photo. This is what I have written. Okay. So trunk is there, tail is there. The same things what we have seen here we can apply, right? Let us write that also so you will not get confused, right? Tail, then you can say ear shape, eyes and the teeth also, let us say, right? So you can have the idea, right? Ear shape and this, right? As many features as you can, you will be able to grab, right? Okay. Now what about this? This two photo I have shown, right? First was told to you that this is elephant. So you get the point. Then after, what do we do is, second photo is also given to you and that it is being told to you that this is also elephant. So I have shown you two photos and told you that the both the photos are of elephant, right? Now what happens when I show you the third photo? I'm not telling you, suppose, that whether it is elephant or dog or whatsoever. Only on seeing this and this photo will you be able to recognize this as elephant. You may not be. Why not? Because here the shape seems a bit similar. Color is black, that also is okay, but this is very small in size. So till now we have seen the bigger one only as elephant. So at the first moment when this photo is shown to the child, that child may not be recognizing this photo as elephant. So what is the case? That child may say that this is dog. But then what a teacher or parents will say, this is elephant only. It is baby elephant. That means what? One thing is, on showing the photo, it is being trained to you that this is elephant. Okay. Not only from one photo, say with two photos, parents said or teachers said to the child that this is elephant. These are the features. Okay. So a child can understand, grab. Okay. These things are there. Fine. After that, if this is unknown, that is label is not there and it is being shown to you, that recognize what animal it is, child may not be able to recognize it as elephant. So it may say that it is dog. So what will be the responsibility of the parents or teacher? They will rectify the child and say that this is elephant. It is baby elephant, but it is elephant only, right? So what I mean to say is human learning. What is the case? In this particular example, what I have shown you is training data is given to you. This is given for training your mind. This is also given for your training your mind. Then after say unknown data comes and you should be able to recognize it well. But if not, then what? Then parents or teachers will rectify you, right? So there is a supervision on you. There is a supervision on you. The label data is there. So you get it with the help of data and label. You relate it. Okay, these characteristics are there, then it is elephant. These characteristics are there, then it is elephant. After saying this one only, you can say color is black only. But when you see this, okay, color can be black or white, right? So you update your knowledge. You update your knowledge. That is what is training, isn't it? When this is being shown, it is asked to you, what is this? You say dog. Teacher rectified you that it is elephant, right? So you update your knowledge. Okay, if the size is small, then also it is elephant, right? So under the supervision of your teachers or parents, you learn the thing, right? This is the human learning example, right? And under the supervision of your parents or teachers. Fine. See, I am saying this under the supervision because I want to say you one type of machine learning. Okay, that we'll see a bit later. Now, machine learning. Machine learning is the study of computer algorithms that improve automatically through experience and by the use of data, right? It is seen as part of artificial intelligence. Machine learning algorithms build a model based on sample data. known as training data in order to make predictions or decisions without being explicitly programmed to do so. Machine is also learning. Okay, how it can learn? Does it have the mind? You can say yes, ma'am. Computer is having mind. See, mind in the way that whatever we have provided them the data, from that only it can predict or it can have the mix of the things. Machines are best slaves. Okay, they do not have the mind. They cannot behave like humans. So you can say, ma'am, you are wrong. Then how can people are having robots in the world? See, the way we have to train the model, we have to train the robot, the way humans are behaving, that way they will behave, right? And that is what is said as providing artificial intelligence to the machine, right? Okay, so what do we want to say? Machine learning algorithms are used in a variety of applications such as in medicine, email filtering, speech recognition, computer vision, where difficult or unfeasible to develop conventional algorithms to perform the needed task. Okay, machine is learning. Okay, how can machine learn? That is, you have to provide the training data with say label, or you can say with any other way. Fine. Machine should learn from whatever training data is given to it, and then it will be able to predict or take decisions, right? So what about the machine learning definition? First of all, say Herbert Simon in 1975 said, learning is any process by which a system improves performance from experience. Okay. Machine learning is concerned with machines that automatically improves their performance through experience, right? See, machine learning definition very clearly say that machine learns, automatically improves their performance through experience, right? Through experience. This is what is machine learning. Okay. Now let us have the difference between human and machine learning. We will see the feature wise difference so we can have the idea. Learning. Humans acquire knowledge. How? Through experience, either directly by or shared by others. Okay. Typically, knowledge, skill, and memory being used to define the intelligence, right? Typically, for humans, we say, oh, knowledge, skill, memory to say that a person is intelligent, right? Machines, for machine learning, what do we say? Machines acquire knowledge through experience shared in the form of past data. See the difference. Humans acquire knowledge through experience, but either directly or you can say if I learn something, maybe from my own experience or otherwise somebody has said me. Okay. In our childhood, we used to walk and fall down many times. Then our parents used to say, no, you should walk like this, right? Then we'll learn it, right? So you can say you are learning walking by falling down many times. Then you try to stabilize yourself, or you can say that your parents told you how to do the things, right? So humans acquire knowledge through experience either directly or shared by others. Okay. Machines acquire knowledge through experience, but that is shared in the form of past data. How we can say, okay, if we consider market basket data, that is when you go to a particular bazaar, You purchase something. So in your basket, what the things are there? Bread, butter, cheese, right? Many things are there, right? So from that, if we want to learn that people who are buying bread are buying butter also, bread and butter are purchased together. If we want to learn that, then this knowledge, if we want to acquire, then we need to have the past data, right? So machines acquire knowledge through experience shared in the form of past data. Okay. So what next? Intelligence. Humans without knowledge in particular subjects. If I do not know machine learning, will I be able to do that? Will I be able to decide something in that? Yes, I can. How? Humans without knowledge in particular subjects can apply their intelligence to solve problems in new domains. Whatever knowledge we are having in that, we can apply it to new domains, right? That is humans. Machine can solve new problems only if their intelligence has been updated with retraining on data acquired from the change scenarios. Right? Hope you can understand. Humans have intelligence in the way that they can apply that knowledge to new domains, but machines, they cannot. And if we want that they should be able to solve, then we have to retrain them, right? Okay, so when similarity is there, though we are looking at the difference, we should have the idea about the similarity, right? Yeah, if the question is asked in the paper, you may not write the similarity, but I am teaching you this, so I should tell you. Okay. If you write this way, then also it is nothing wrong, right? Okay. Mistake. What is that? Both humans and machines make mistakes in applying their intelligence in solving problems. In machine learning, overfitting memorizes all the examples. You were given too many things: dog, cat, elephant, different types of elephants, and many things. Right? So, what happens? That overfitting memories all examples, and an overfitted model lacks generalization and fails to work on never seen before examples. Right? So what we say is humans can also make mistakes and machine can also make the mistake, right? We also remember say something wrong, then we can make the mistake. Or otherwise we say that we have remembered properly, but while distinguishing, we say no, it is not this, it can be this, right? It happens, right? For machine learning also we can say that if too much training was there, too much means what? That depends on say particular tool or you can say technology that we will see. But in general, say too many examples are given, then an overfitted model lacks generalization and fails to work on never seen before examples. Right? This is similarity that both can make mistake. Transfer learning. In humans, transfer of knowledge to the students is typically by teachers, right? Or you can say you yourself are reading from the book or from anywhere and getting the knowledge, right? In machine learning, transfer learning is a technique that reuses a model that was created by machine learning experts and that has already been trained on a large data set. Making intelligent. Transfer learning may not make students intelligent. So it is not always the case that whatever a teacher teaches, all the things student will be able to grab in his mind. It is not always the case. It depends on the inherent intelligence of the transferee to enhance his or her problem solving skills, isn't it? It depends on a person, how much that person extracts from whatever teacher is teaching, isn't it? But, but, in case of machine learning, transfer learning makes the transferee as intelligent as the transferer, right? The transfer learning leverages information extracted from one set of distributions, right? Human may not learn same as what teacher is having the knowledge, but in case of machine learning, whoever is transferring the knowledge and whoever is getting the knowledge, both the way it will be similar, same, right? Now we have talked of the artificial intelligence. So let us see that also. Artificial intelligence is intelligence demonstrated by machines, unlike the natural intelligence displayed by humans and animals, which involves consciousness and emotionality. The distinction between the former and the latter categories is often revealed by the acronym chosen. Strong AI is usually labeled as artificial general intelligence, while attempts to emulate natural intelligence have been called artificial biological intelligence. Okay, now what do we want to have? We want to have the relation of artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? So what do we say? Artificial intelligence is the ability of a computer or a robot controlled by a computer to do tasks that are usually done by humans because they require human intelligence and discernment, right? So what do we say is the way human thinks, the way human understands, the machine should be able to understand. Machine means computer or robot for us, right? So that is what is artificial intelligence. Machine should be able to behave like human. Not 100%, fine. Some characteristic if you are giving as human, that also is fine. Okay, let us say that a robot is there which walks like human, fine. That is one intelligence of human is given. So walking is fine? No. When robot is walking and if one obstacle comes in, then robot should be able to change the direction, isn't it? So that is what is discernment of human intelligence that should be provided to machines, right? So what is the relation between the artificial intelligence and machine learning? We can see the figure here. Artificial intelligence is outer space and machine learning is inner space, right? Machine learning is inner space. So we can say that machine learning also is a type of artificial intelligence, isn't it? Or it is sub part of it. Okay, it is sub part of it. Okay, or you can say some more in machine learning is added that will make the artificial intelligence. Okay, machine learning and data mining. Why I'm comparing this here? Because you already have studied one subject that was data mining. So how it is being related or how it is different from what you have studied? Okay, let's see that. Machine learning and data mining often employ the same methods and overlap significantly. But while machine learning focuses on prediction based on known properties learned from the training data, data mining focuses on the discovery of previously unknown properties in the data, right? See, data mining uses the machine learning methods, right? But what do we say is the main focus of data mining is on discovery of previously unknown properties in the data, right? Data mining uses many machine learning methods but with different goals. On the other hand, machine learning also employs data mining methods as unsupervised learning or as a pre-processing step to improve learner accuracy. Okay? So now we want to know about the types of machine learning. So what are the types of machine learning? See, people used to categorize it broadly in two types. One is supervised learning and second one is unsupervised learning. If we say that three types of machine learning, then people used to say it as supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and the third one is reinforcement learning. Okay. Now, some more other category of people divides the machine learning in four types. They are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Right? So, what are they? Reinforcement learning as such is not part of our syllabus, but when we want to know the types of machine learning, we should know it. Okay. Now, what is the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning? From the figure itself, we can understand it very easily what is supervised and what is unsupervised. Okay. Supervised is when a student is learning, that is, the teacher is teaching and student is learning. Okay. When student is making some mistake, teacher will correct that student that you are making the mistake. Okay. So you should not have such thing. Improve your knowledge. It should be this, right? So under the supervision of teacher, when student learns, it is called the supervised learning. That means whenever student is making the mistake, teacher is there to correct that student. Okay. So what about the unsupervised learning? Unsupervised learning is where you are having number of books available. You learn yourself, you read it, you understand, okay, it should be something like this should be something like this. When you find say 4 or 5 definitions of say machine learning, what you understand after looking at 4 definitions, right? So what you learn yourself, you improve yourself. But is there anybody to tell you whether you are grabbing, you are grasping correct or not? No, nobody is there, right? So there you can say it is unsupervised learning. You are learning, you are updating your knowledge. You are supplied with the books, but whether what you got is correct or not, that nobody is going to tell you, right? So under no supervision, you learn, and that is called the unsupervised learning. Fine. Let us see the difference between the supervised learning and unsupervised learning. That also we'll see feature wise only. Labeled or unlabeled data. So for that, what we can say? Supervised learning algorithms are trained using labeled data. Recall the example of our elephant. I told you that when it is being taught to you, there is a photo is given and it is being told to you that this is elephant. So label is there. Okay. That is the label. Okay. Or you can say output is already given to you that it is elephant. Okay. Unsupervised learning, in that we can say algorithms are trained using unlabeled data. Data is given to you. Whether it is correct or not, that is not known. Okay. Whatever you understand from this similarity, it is looking like this. So it should be this. This is also similar to this. So you can have the group. you can have the group, say, you can say types of animals are there. In that, you can say that pet animals. Then you can say, okay, this animal is found in the home. People are loving such animals like cat or dog, or you can say that for birds, we can say that parrot is there, right? So something like this, you can see, observe, and you learn it without any label. You only try to have the similar characteristic. Then it is being said as the unsupervised learning, right? Data with or without output. Input data is provided to the model along with the output. If the elephant photo is given, then it is mentioned that this is elephant, right? In the unsupervised learning, only input data is provided to the model. The title, or you can say output, that it is elephant is not provided, right? Now groups. For supervised learning, classes are already defined, or you can say that the labels are already defined, right? What about the unsupervised learning? The groups are made based on similar characteristics. Okay, groups are made based on the similar characteristics. Labels are not given. Fine. So at least this thing you must be having in your mind when it is being said supervised. That means label is there. Unsupervised means label is not there. Right. This must be there in your mind. Okay. Feedback of output. Supervised learning model takes direct feedback to check if it is predicting correct output or not. Because label is there, right? So we can have the idea that whether whatever it is predicting is correct or not. I have given you the example of a teacher. If you say that it is dog instead of elephant, then teacher will correct you that what you are saying is wrong. Correct your output. It is elephant, right? So that is a supervised learning. Feedback is there and you can improve yourself. But in case of unsupervised learning model, it does not take any feedback, right? Now, the next feature is predicts output or pattern. Supervised learning model predicts the output. Unsupervised learning model finds the hidden patterns in the data. Okay, what is the goal? The goal of supervised learning is to train the model so that it can predict the output when it is given new data, right? The goal of unsupervised learning is to find the hidden patterns and useful insights from the unknown dataset. Accuracy of the results. Supervised learning model produces an accurate result. Unsupervised learning model may give less accurate result as compared to the supervised learning. Okay. Algorithms. So, say for supervised learning, we can say linear regression, logistic regression, support vector machine, multi-class classification, decision tree, Bayesian logic, etc. These are the algorithms of supervised learning. What about unsupervised learning? It includes various algorithms such as clustering, K nearest neighbor algorithm, and a priori algorithm. Fine. See, I have written these algorithms here because some of you have already studied the data mining and they know these algorithms. Okay. Semi-supervised learning. Now what is that? Semi-supervised learning is an approach to machine learning that combines a small amount of labeled data with a large amount of unlabeled data. You can see small amount of labeled data and large amount of unlabeled data. Let me mark it and show you so you can have the idea properly. Yeah, you can see that large amount of unlabeled data. You can see and have the difference, isn't it? Small amount of labeled and large amount of unlabeled data, right? During the training. Semi-supervised learning falls between unsupervised learning and supervised learning, right? Both the things are there in it. Now, the next thing which we want to learn is reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is an area of machine learning concerned with how intelligent agents ought to take actions in an environment in order to maximize the notion of cumulative reward. For example, we can say the problem is, let us see one example. We have an agent and a reward with many hurdles in between. The agent is supposed to find best possible path to reach the reward. Okay, so this is the reinforcement learning. Let us see the types of it. Reinforcement learning is of two types. One is positive and second is negative. So what do we mean by that? Positive reinforcement is defined as when an event occurs due to a particular behavior increases the strength and the frequency of the behavior. In other words, we can say it is positive effect on the behavior. Let me tell you this very frankly, very simply with our say snakes and ladders game. Okay, what we know? We know that when ladder is there, what we say will be having the benefit, right? We will be having the benefit, that is, will be able to grow through say some rows, isn't it, in these snakes and ladders games. So that is called the positive. What we want to get is we want to reach to 100, right? We want to reach to 100 in these snakes and ladders games. If a ladder is found, then you can say it is benefit and that is considered as the positive. So what do we say is, what are the advantages of it? Advantages can be maximizes the performance, sustain change for a long period of time. Disadvantages: too much reinforcement can lead to overload of states which can diminish the results. This is the positive reinforcement learning. Okay. Now we want to have the idea about negative reinforcement learning. What does that mean? Negative reinforcement is defined as strengthening of a behavior because a negative condition is stopped or avoided. So what is the case of advantages? Is increases behavior. It provides, what you can say is, defines to minimum standard of performance. And what are the disadvantages of it? It only provides enough to meet up minimum behavior. See, what is reinforcement learning? In short, if we want to say, then we can say award and reward is there. When you are having the ladder, at that time you can say you are getting the award. And when say snake is there, you can say you are having the reward. I mean to say that when benefit is there, when ladder is there, you are having the plus points. When you are having the snake, you are having the negative points, right? But what is the aim? To reach to the 100 in the snakes and ladder game, right? 100 point, that is at the 100 location we want to reach, right? So where the many hurdles are there, snakes are there, many snakes are there, right? Hurdles are there, but still we want to reach to the final destination, and we can say that we should have the positive points, we should have the award when ladder is there, we should have the reward when snake is there, right? So situations wherein we are having the uh, ladder, we will be given the positive points. Whenever the snake is there, will be given the negative points. But after the award and reward too, we should be able to reach to our final destination or final goal. That is what is reinforcement learning, wherein we considered award and reward. Okay. Next is applications of machine learning. Let me just have the listing first, then after we'll be able to see it in the detail. Image recognition. How we can say image recognition? First example, that was of the elephant. If I show you the photo of dog, will you be able to recognize? No, you may not be, because you may not have seen the dog before. But if you have already seen that, it is there in your knowledge, you will be able to find it, recognize it. But if not, you will not be able to, right? So that what we do is we are giving training to the machine, give the knowledge about image. This type of features are there, then it is dog. If this type of features are there, it is cat. If it is this type of features, it is elephant, right? So these things are being given through training to the machine with the labeled data, right? Speech recognition. Speech recognition in that machine learning is used. Let us say we are having the data. Okay. Say my voice is there, your voice is there, or you can say that voice is recorded for your whole class, right? Now from that, what you should do is you should recognize that this is the voice of this particular person. Will you be able to do that? You can say, yes, ma'am, we can do that. See, we are talking of the machine learning, right? We are not talking of the human learning. Okay. So we have to train the machine. This type of ways are there, this type of features are there for the voice, then you can see it is of this particular person, isn't it? Traffic prediction. Traffic prediction. Will there be traffic on Athwa Gate when I'll go home? Yes or no? We want to predict it. How you can predict that? Through the training of the data. Machine is given the data that during say 5:30 to 6:30 too much traffic is there on Athwa Gate. So that machine learns, okay, at this particular time this area is heavily loaded with the traffic, right? Is it so that it is the afternoon 3 p.m., then we can say traffic will not be there? It can be, right? But whatever training data we are having, from that we will be able to predict whether traffic will be there or not, right? You can say that Ganpati Visarjan is there, then you can say yes, traffic will be there. What sort of traffic? Traffic that is people, and say people are going on lorry with the statue of holy Ganpati, right? So depends on situation. Situation means which is already there in the data. Training data. What you give as a training, that only the machine will learn and predict accordingly. Fine. Product recommendations. Hmm. You have seen from my data, that is my past purchase data. For example, this girl uses a particular brand clothes. So what are the brands? Let us say Raymond. You can say Biba. You can say any other brand, right? So if you have seen in my past purchase data that I am purchasing the data, sorry, I am purchasing the clothes of this particular brand, then that becomes the characteristic of me, isn't it? So what happens that when say dress or say new design dress made from say Raymond cloth, or you can say it is being given by say Biba or what other brand we say. So from that, if the cloth by a particular Amazon or Flipkart or any particular website is launched in the market based on my past purchase data, they recognize, okay, this person may like this thing. So they give me recommendations. You may have seen that in YouTube also it happens that suppose, for example, if I see more comedy serials or movies, then automatically YouTube, when new video comes, it gives you recommendations suggested, right? Suggested by YouTube that you can see this one because it is related one, isn't it? That is called the recommendations. Okay. Many other applications too are that, but that we'll see in the next class. Okay.